Awesome. Welcome, guys, to our meeting. We're going to be covering all things SFR, Cincy Family Reunion 2022. Finally going to be in person after 2 years of very little in-person events. They just started coming up again. Just know that this reunion is something that is yearly that Cincy offers us to attend, and it is literally a family reunion. Who's been to a family reunion before? Put it in the comments. Like, our family still does those. Does anybody else still do those where it's just like everybody's talking and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you so long? That's SFR. Okay. You're going to see people that you've probably watched trainings on. You're going to meet your teammates in person. It's going to be amazing. So Katrina Anderson, I've asked her to come and speak to everyone because she has experience from going to Austin, Texas. We both went, and that was the last in-person SFR actually. So I'm just going to go ahead and hand it right over to Katrina. And I'm going to ping and make it big.
Yay. So correct me if I'm wrong though, before I get started, you and I are the only ones in all of Simply Grace and Grit that have been to in-person SFR, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's crazy to me because we just hit 1,000 group members. Like, that's just so nuts to me. I was talking to Nikki and I was telling her, I said, I'm pretty sure that me and Whitney were the only ones, because she was saying, she's like, well, nobody on my team's been. And I was like, no, I think it's just me and Whitney. Yeah, that's crazy. And I think back to, listen, that whole thing when I went, Whitney and I had lots of conversations when we went. That was when she told me, I want us to be directors together. I mean, that's pretty much when you claimed director, right? I feel like it was just kind of like that was a big aha moment. That was a big light bulb moment, whatever you want to call it.
And what was your title?
I was a lead.
Yeah,
I was a lead. Yes.
You were a lead. I was a star. I actually promoted to superstar while I was there, superstar consultant. So in the last 2 years, she has gone from lead to star director, which means you have 2 frontline directors. And then I've gone from star/superstar, because I promoted in that month while I was there, to superstar director. So that should be proof enough. We'll just put that out there.
It's a big aha light bulb moment, whatever you want to call it. And bonus points, I was lucky enough to have a supportive spouse who could come. So Bart came. So if you have any questions, he might be able to answer them at the end if you have anything spouse specific. Like, it was not weird for him. He thought it was going to be weird, but it wasn't.
It was totally weird. Don't let her lie.
Stop. So, all right, I'm just going to get started. For those that don't know me, I am the star director for Empowering Sense Group. And I joined in 2018. And like Whitney said, like, things happen, they happen fast. So it is life changing. It makes it sound like I've drank the Kool-Aid, but our Kool-Aid smells really good, right? So, so let's see, you already talked about what SFR is. It's basically our annual convention. When you hear about other companies that have like an annual convention that they go to, that's what this is. We just don't call it a boring convention because it's nothing but. It is not boring. It is, they like to call it family reunion because that's what it is. We are one big family. This year it's going to be in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you haven't had a chance to click on the details about the event, I very much encourage you to do that as soon as you get off of this call. Anyone can come to this. It is not title specific. You do not have to be the top 10% of the company. Honestly, there's probably more essential and certified consultants there than any other title. There are people that join at the front desk. There have been people that have done that. You can bring a guest. I think you can believe, I don't think that they've put a restriction on how many guests, but a guest ticket is the same as a regular ticket. But it's literally open to any title. It is not just for the top, 10% of the company. Like some companies do that, where only certain people at certain ranks can come. Sensi says, no, if you want to come, but keep in mind that they are first come, first serve tickets. SFR will sell out. So if you are waiting, please don't wait. There's always what's it called? A payment plan. The only restrictions on who can't come is your guests have to be at least 16 years or older. So if you have teenage children that you want to come with you, they do have to be 16 or older. And unfortunately, the only children that are allowed to come are, I believe, nursing babies under the age of 1. So even if you're nursing a baby over the age of 1, they unfortunately cannot come. So I will have baby Isla with me. She'll only be 4 months old, 5 months, I think. So yes, I know Whitney's so excited. She wants to hold her. So I will have baby Isla there. And Bart will be coming with me again this year. Let's see who will be there. Consultants from all over will make the trek to this one location. And most, I wish I could say all, but I can't speak for everyone, only the ones that I've spoken with within Simply Grace and Grit. Most of your upline leaders will be there in person, okay? Because leaders go to events, period. Leaders go to events. Now I'm gonna tell you, leaders are born at events. And once you go to an in-person event, you will never miss another one. I promise. I've had literally dozens of people tell me that they don't think it's worth it, that they just can't fathom spending that much money on it, or it would cost them so much for travel and all the things, right? We've been planning this. Your SSDs, your SDs, your Ds, we've been planning this since they announced this last year. We were all sitting in a hotel room in Myrtle Beach and they announced the location and we booked our hotel literally that day. Is when we reserved our hotel rooms. So it's just making a plan. And if you weren't able to do that this year, definitely keep that in mind for next year. Make a plan throughout the whole year, squirrel away money. Know that that's like your goal with your paycheck. Whitney always says, invest 10% of your check back into your business. Take another 10% of that and put that to the side and say, this is for SFR because I'm serious about my business. Okay. That's the other thing. Okay. I feel like I'm going to just, Whitney, plug your ears. A lot of SSDs like to tell you that this is a business trip. It is a business trip, but it is fun. It is fun. Okay. So don't go there and think that it's strictly 100% business all the time. We have fun. We have lots of fun. I believe if they go by, Anya just said margaritas, Bart's back here going like this, like shots. No. I believe if they keep the same sort of agenda as last time, just like time of frame for a frame in the day, I believe the convention itself is only from 8 to 5. And then we break for lunch, which they always do it in a big city. I've already looked at the map on where we're at in Salt Lake City. Salt Palace Convention Center is in the heart of Salt Lake City. There is so much to do within walking distance right there. So we will have no problem finding places to eat for lunch. I'm sure that your upline is going to plan something, even if it's a dinner or whatnot, just some sort of get together. We joke a lot and say we're gonna all go out and do shots and drink and stuff, but if you don't drink, obviously no one's going to pressure you into doing that. I did want to say that. I know that we joke a lot about our margaritas and tacos and chips and queso, and I know it's crazy to think that that's not for some people. It is crazy to me a little bit, but we won't pressure you. You will not be pressured to drink, I promise. Lies.
No, not lies at all. No one will pressure anyone to drink when they don't want to. No, we wish you.
Also, my husband will be there and he will make sure that no one messes with you either. So let's see, when is SFR? So for all consultants, it's the 23rd through the 25th. Okay. If you are a director Q or above, which and you attend leadership, which I hope you do because I believe it's free this year. That is on the 22nd, so the day before. And if you screwed up your hotel reservation dates like me, you'll be there from the 20th till probably the 25th or 26th. So I'll be there a few days beforehand if anybody wants to hang out. So registration is going to be $300 per person. I know that that is a lot. You will never catch me saying that it's only $300 because no, that is a lot of money. I 100% believe that, especially if you're bringing a guest with you, then it's $600. One thing I want you to understand though, is all guest tickets, your guest is included in everything that you do. Okay, 100%. That means that they are included in all of the trainings and the breakouts and the expo and the giveaways. And when you hear us talk about giveaways, it doesn't mean like a random drawing where you have a chance at winning something. The giveaways are like Oprah level. You've heard Lacey from Home Office mention that on the lives, where everyone in the whole audience gets something. When I believe when we went in 2019, that's when we got the new pet line. We got the new fan diffusers, the wall fan diffusers. That was when they announced fragrance mist. We got those. We did, and I'm sure you'll put the income disclosure in the description of this video. I want to say we added up how much we got in product at SFR, and it totaled more than what we paid for our registration. So it more than pays for itself. So, I mean, I can't guarantee that because I don't work at home office, but that just gives you an idea. That's what we experienced last time. You're not just going to leave with like a bag of testers. Okay. And Lacey has been saying on the EOMs that this is going to be like the giveaways are insane. And I believe them because we haven't had an in-person SFR for 2 years. So I feel like they have probably been stockpiling the giveaways. Okay. All right, here's what to expect. It's basically a week-long fun time event. It is. Yes, it's a business trip. Yes, it's a business trip. It's tax write-off too, but it's fun. It is 100% fun, especially if you can get there without your kids. I'm just throwing that out there. So the trainings. So not only are you going to get trainings from some of the top producers in our company, because they've asked SSDs, SDs, and directors across the entire company nationwide to speak at our SFR. You also get to hear trainings from home office people too. Okay, we have the breakout sessions, and that is really cool because you know how we tell you guys all the time that it doesn't matter, like Whitney and I could say the same thing verbatim, but you might not get anything when I say it, but when she says it, if she just has a different inflection in her voice, different tone, it might just click better for you. That's what breakouts are. They're going to be, imagine like a bunch of the same topics by a bunch of different leaders and speakers, and you get to choose. Oh, I really want to hear about online parties from Whitney. Oh, I really want to hear about bad parties from Chastity Robinson. I don't know if Chastity or Whitney is speaking, but you know what I mean? Like you get to actually choose. You get to see a lineup and you get to choose and you go, okay, they're speaking in this room at this time. The breakouts are amazing because it's a smaller, intimate level where you get to actually interact with someone that you've maybe subscribed to on YouTube, maybe fangirled a little bit over. It's really cool to be in the same room with those people. I am one of those people. You will see Katrina like fangirl over people. Whitney giggled at me the whole time because I was like, oh my God, I know who these people are. And they would come up and say hi to me because they are normal people, but I would freak out. So just know that if you fangirl, it's okay, because I'll be right there with you fangirling too. I don't care if I'm a dork. It's whatever. I'm such a nerd when it comes to like the big names that are on YouTube that we all, find inspiration from. Yes. We also have general sessions. The general sessions, that is like probably what you've seen pictures of when you see like all the confetti falling and the big, huge auditorium like area with the big crowd. Always loud music. So if you are sensitive to music, loud sounds and things like that, bring earplugs, headphones, noise canceling, whatever. No one's going to think you're weird. I promise. There are people, by the way, from all walks of life. We're talking, I've seen people in pajamas to people in ball gowns. There is, and literally everything in between. Feather boas, tuxedos, t-shirts and leggings. Like, no one's going to judge you. Messy mom bun, prom updo. Seriously. Everything.
Oh,
Like,
and actually combinations of those, like,
and combinations, yes.
we've seen people like in sweats, but like, oh my God,
Oh,
their
yeah.
hair and makeup. is
Hair and makeup done, but in like sweats.
Perfect.
Yeah. Whatever's your thing. Nobody's going to judge you. There's literally someone from every single different walk of life, promise. But loud music, dancing. So if you are uncomfortable dancing in front of people, get used to it now. Just start dancing it out in the living room, crank some music and just start dancing it out. You know, we'll probably maybe do some practice runs in the hotel rooms too. Okay. Sneak peeks of what to come. That is probably one of the most exciting things that happens during the general sessions. That is where they announced our partnership with Disney. That is when they announced Marvel, I want to say. All of the sneak peeks came during then. New product reveals. The next catalog is when we saw all of that stuff. We got to see everything firsthand up on a huge screen. Okay. And I don't want you to think, because there's multiple general sessions, they do assigned seating. So don't think like, oh, I don't know, like if I'm gonna know anybody where to sit. Again, I don't know if they're doing that this time, but I think they are. They do assign seating, but it's by section, and it's typically by your SSD. So you should know someone. You might not see anyone there like that you recognize here, but you could probably go, who's your SSD, to someone that you're sitting next to, and they'll go, oh, Whitney Hebel. Okay, so you will know someone within your SSD's group where you're sitting. So if you come alone, please don't think that you are not gonna have anybody to sit with. Okay, just period. I want to say, it was Ashley. I want to say she's Ashley Alvarado, who we went with. She still talks to the person that like we like had to like make goals with, and like we had motivational speakers come during general session too, and they like had us do these weird exercises where you like had to hug the person next to you and stuff, which again, you don't have to do it. So if you're super introverted and you don't want to do that, no one's going to force you. Okay. But the reason they do the assigned seating, by the way, by section, they rotate it throughout the general sessions so that no one group of like consultants can hog like the best seats. Okay. They rotate everyone around so that everyone gets a chance to sit up front basically and have, you know, the good seats. But they also have like big, huge monitors where if you're not right up front, you're going to still see. I honestly looked at the monitors more than I did the stage, even when we were right up front, to be honest. Let's see. Entertainment, they haven't announced the entertainment yet, I don't think, but there's a fitness, there's also a fitness exercise, like part of the entertainment. He came to Austin to the 2019 one, the Fitness Marshall. If you are into that kind of stuff, I am not. Whitney is. She can tell you more about it. She can tell you how they broke the floor at the convention center because they were jumping around being so crazy. But the entertainment last time, I just saw the chat. Last time we had a silent disco, which was where you put headphones on and you hear the music, but no one else in the room can't. It was, if you just walked into the room, it was super quiet and people were like jamming out. But so if you guys know what a silent disco is, because that was kind of like a new, like in thing. I sound like such an old lady saying that, but that was like what was in 2019 was the silent discos. So I don't know what the entertainment package is this year though. And we also had like an artist come and paint on stage too. Do you remember that too, Whitney? Like it was where they painted like really fast to like music, and then they flipped the canvas upside down and it was a picture of someone. Like it was really cool. They did those like in between speakers. It was really, really cool. They keep you engaged, I promise. There's a consultant store on site. So cool. if you've ever clicked on the consultant store on our workstation, it is literally set up a store with aisles and checkout lanes and everything. Stuff is normally at a discount too for those that come to SFR. But you get to actually see everything in person and like go, oh, I didn't know that this mug was going to be that big. I definitely want that mug now. Or, you know, whatever, you get to see the planners. That's where they have your testers, anything that they have on the consultant store, they have it there for you to purchase in person. So keep in mind, if you are flying in, bring an extra bag. Sometimes I can't guarantee that they do that this time. Last time, everybody went nuts because they had lots of old inventory. Like we're talking vintage warmers and vintage buddies that they pulled out of probably the darkest corners of their warehouses, and they sold them as like mystery bundles. So you didn't know what you were getting, and everybody was like trading them out in the convention center. It was really cool. Another great way to meet people too. So I don't know if they're doing that again this year, but they just do fun little surprise things like that. And then what I had completely forgotten about was the expo, which is like one of the biggest parts of SFR. The expo is where you get to go see, first of all of the new stuff in person. Like literally pick it up, take pictures of it. It is where, if you guys have ever seen the picture of me or Whitney, like sitting with the big Labrador buddy. Yeah, they had those there. They have all the big buddies and you can go take pictures with them. They bring them from home office. It is where my husband had just mentioned to someone back by the Marvel display that he was a huge Captain America fan, and they gave him all the Captain America like display, like decorations, like to take. It was so cool. It is where they have all of the new warmers and the new bars and all that type of stuff to take pictures of. So you have your own personal pictures to go into the next catalog season with. And then that's just in one corner of the expo. The other part of the expo is where think like traditional convention, where you go and get like swag bags and stuff, and you go around from booth to booth to booth, a different topic at each booth. And it's where I fell in love with a lot of different people that I didn't even know that they were big people in Scentsy until like a year later. And I was like, holy cow, I met her in person. Like, that's so cool. But like where you can literally ask people, these people again that you see on YouTube, you're literally a foot from them, and you can talk to them and have a conversation with them and about how they personally do something. If they're like really high PRVers or they are recruiting rock stars, you get to actually like pick their brain. Then we also have like people, we had someone from Disney there that had a booth. We have people from not Canva at the time, but Vistaprint. Think like all of our, it used to be called Maven, but now it's called Amy for our follow-up systems. They were there. What's the other one? What's the other one that you can make graphics that they always tell me? Photify, yes, they were there, and they had a whole station set up to where you could, what's it called when you put stuff together to take pictures of? Stage, where you can stage pictures. I'm having a brain moment, a fart. See, I can't even put the word together. I'm so excited about SFR though. That's why I know I'm like all over the place, but I'm so glad you made me do a freaking outline because I would be lost. Last but not least, they have awards night, where they do all sorts of recognition, and a lot of familiar faces you will see get to walk the stage. The people that get to walk the stage are Sensational Start level 3. So if you hit level 3 of Sensational Start, you get to walk the stage. New directors, new star directors, new superstar directors, they get to walk the stage. 5-year and 10-year centiversaries get to walk the stage. That is where they announce the Shining Star Award awards. And I know this isn't an award night thing, but I can't even believe I forgot it because I feel like it's such a Scentsy sin. Heidi and Orville's keynote. I don't know if they're going to be there this year, in person to deliver their speeches, but both of them always make you cry. So bring tissues, or maybe me and Whitney will just go to like Sam's Club or Costco while we're there and just buy them in bulk for everybody.
Okay, so straight up, I cried during Heidi's
Yes,
keynote.
Bart cried. Like seriously,
Yeah, and
I don't know what it is. It's be prepared to cry because they just, yeah. Thank you. He's like telling me where I was. More than likely your upline leaders in attendance will have extra meetings or celebrations. It's where I met Chloe Cox for the first time in person, and I thought it was so cool. She like pulled us all into like a separate room, and like I got to meet other people in Anchored Sense at the time. Like, so I have no doubts Whitney is probably going to do something. I don't know at SFR, but I'm sure she is because she's Whitney. I'm sure Anya is too. Let's see. Yes, because it's finally everyone's first time seeing each other in person. It is a big deal, okay? This is great. Seeing everybody, and I know what you look like, and I would totally be like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I've never met you before. But like, if I ran into it in the grocery store, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know you. But it's so different because like now, like I know, like I've met Miss Kim in person. I've met Sylvia in person. Like, obviously, like I know Whitney and Anya, but like I've met people in person. I met Paige in person. And hell, we live probably 20 minutes away from each other here. But but meeting people in person is just so much more fun, and it's so much more meaningful. So much more meaningful than like I said, this is great. But guys, I don't know about you. I'm so ready to not be virtual anymore. I'm ready for in-person events. I'm ready to actually hug people if you like to be hugged. I'm high fives, elbows, whatever. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited to see people. And I just, yeah, I'm super excited. I'm almost done. After hours, most of us are in the same hotel. We're right across the street, literally across the street. From the Salt Palace, we're at the Holiday Inn Express, which is literally across the street from the courtyard. If you're not staying at our hotel, I guarantee you will find someone in Scentsy at your hotel. I don't care if you're 10 miles away and you Uber it in every day, someone with Scentsy is at your hotel. And you might think it's weird, but the best way to find out if they are Scentsy sister or Scentsy mister is to just be in your hotel and just go Scentsy, and someone's going to yell Spirit. And I know that that's so weird because it's such a cheer camp mentality. And I thought it was so creepy the first time we went to World Tour and people were doing that. I was looking at Whitney the whole time and I was like, these people are weird. Like, what did we join? Are you kidding me? But now I'm totally one of those people that will yell Scentsy first. Bart, we'll see if Bart will yell Scentsy.
Yeah, but I have like zero shame. So
yeah,
I'm
he does.
probably
He has
not
no
a
shame.
good Example.
Plenty of opportunities to meet up for lunch and dinner with everyone. Depending on where you're staying, please don't think that you have to stay right across the street like us. Again, we booked our hotel literally a year ago. So we got really good rates. If you try to book that hotel right now, no, ridiculous. I'm pretty sure it's sold out anyways, but do not think that you have to stay right there. Stay 5 minutes, 10 minutes down the road, take an Uber in. That's what we did in Austin. We didn't stay right near the convention center. We all did stay at a hotel together, and we just took turns paying for Uber. Like, it wasn't like, oh, the Uber cost, $20 and we split it 6 ways. It was, I paid it one time and then we would go out to lunch and someone else would pay it and then someone else would pay it. Just do whatever works for you, but definitely take advantage of, doing group transportation together. Oh, the Scentsy Spirit thing does not stop in the convention or the hotel. You're going to see that everywhere. You're going to see it at lunch. You're going to see it at dinner, out in downtown. I mean, I know that like Austin is very different from Salt Lake City, but not when Scentsy comes to town. It will be a sea of purple. it will be a sea of purple. Because if you didn't know that that is Scentsy's color, purple and green. And last but not least, I know I touched on this a little bit. Please, please, please don't worry about if you're coming by yourself. Please don't think, I'm not going to know anybody. I've only ever met these people online. They're not going to, no, stop it. I promise you, if you come there without friends, you will leave there with friends. You will leave with so many different phone numbers in your phone. I used to think that like there was like a mean girl like clique within the company, but then you actually get to meet people. I don't know how else to say it. And I hate Mean Girls is one of my favorite movies. Okay. And so I don't say it to like be sarcastic. You really can sit with us is the point that I'm getting at. Like, I don't mean that in the Mean Girl sarcastic way, you know, oh yeah, you can sit with us. No, you can sit with us. No matter if we've met in person, online, whatever, totally come up to any of us and be like, oh my God, I watch you on Simply Grace and Grit. I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel. It's totally, I'll probably freak out that you recognize me, to be honest.
And extra points if you come up and the first words out of your mouth are, we only wear pink on Wednesdays.
No. The fact that my husband knows a quote from that movie though, y'all, just don't let him live that down. This is going on YouTube. Good job. And the whole world knows that you've watched Mean Girls several times. But that's it. Just come. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And like I said in the beginning, once you go to an in-person event, you will never miss one again, ever. I'm going with a 4-month-old baby, you guys. I'm taking her on an airplane in the middle of a freaking pandemic. Okay, because I'm not missing this. I'm not. So just figure it out and get there. All right, I'm done.
Yes, thank you so much. So, I mean, everything she said is spot on. There are a few things that I had just to really, in addition to what she's already said, it is an investment. We're not discounting that in any way. And I will say that when we went 2 years ago, I know Katrina probably did too, but I planned for that for a very long time. I saved money for that. So if you cannot go in person this year, that is okay. We have a virtual option, which is also pricey. It's $150. But they've never had a virtual option for SFR when they've had an in-person event. So keep that in mind, that maybe you can't go to the in-person event, but you still want to go to the virtual, invest in that, and start planning for next year. Okay. It is an investment. It is a tax write-off. Literally everything you do on that trip is a tax write-off. It is a business trip by the IRS. Don't quote me. There was a question about this. Yes, every year is a different place. So this year it was Utah. This Utah contract actually is the same contract that we had for the year after, well, 2020, the year after Austin. And so then the next one was planned for Charlotte, North Carolina, and that one also got canceled. I would love to see it in Charlotte next year. That would be insane. Say a little prayer. But yes, it's somewhere different every single year, but it's always in a very, very large city where it has a very, very large convention center. Leaders are born at events. I know she hit on that, but I just wanted to say it again. And we are a product of that. That is what happened with us. Yes, we were already a lead title by then, but it really takes your business to the next level because you start to see more in yourself. You start to see more potential when you're actually getting to know people. And you start having a connection with people in your business, because it's hard when you watch someone on a screen all the time, or you watch how they talk. It's hard, through just words to get to know someone. But when you're in person, and people who I've been able to see in person can tell you that. If Alex Wellman is on here, she's the perfect example of that. She came to our leadership not knowing anyone except Anya, which she hadn't seen in I don't even know how long, 10 plus years. And she won't ever miss another event. There you go. Game changer for her, because we were able to connect and get to know each other on another level of just our business. Okay. Fitness Marshall. If you are going, please sign up for that. If I could get Katrina out there, I would, my whole year would be made. It is a workout, but it is so fun. He is hilarious, first of all. Yes, he is so funny. But last year we literally broke the ceiling under us. So we broke the floor. We were in the convention center. We were in one of their huge rooms, and there was so much jumping and so many people that the floor under us was cracked. We broke it. And that's just, I mean, that's a story you can't tell unless you're there. I don't care. If you're not a fitness person, that's fun. Go to the back and just dance with the music. The music by itself is amazing. Meals are on your own. So your ticket does not include your meals. Katrina hit on this, that, we'll break out for lunch and dinner. Our hotel provides breakfast. So you best believe I'm going to be getting like bananas and apples for throughout the day. You know what I mean? If you need to Instacart something to your hotel that first or second day, so you're not eating out every meal, because it can add up, and it will in a big city, totally fine. Get you some Uncrustables. I'm pretty sure almost every hotel room has a refrigerator now. So that's an option. Don't bring it with you necessarily, but you can Instacart, you can take an Uber to the grocery store. You will have plenty of downtime. Okay. Like she said, 8 to 5-ish is usually when it is. Maybe awards night will be a little bit later. But you'll break for lunch. You'll have breaks throughout the day. You'll be on your own for dinner. And usually from dinner on, we're on our own. Okay. So just keep in mind for the price too, right? So you have your flight, you have your ticket to get in, then you have your meals, and you have your transportation and all of that you need to include in your budget. Okay. Bringing family. If you're bringing family, you're not going to miss out on anything. I just want to say that, because a lot of people get nervous about bringing their husband or bringing, their spouse or their partner, whatever it is, whoever you want to bring. You're not going to miss out. If you pay for a ticket for them to come, you have to pay for a ticket for them to come into the event. But even if they're coming and you're going to the event and they're not, that's totally fine too. They can meet us on breaks. They can meet us for lunch and dinner. They can have their own little vacay while you're having yours. Just know that however you come, alone, with another consultant, or with your family, we're all going to be together. Okay. We are a team. We are a group. No one's going to be left out. Okay. So for the expo, it's hard to like really set that up. And Katrina, if you can just share some pictures that you took last time, that'd be good. But like she said, it's new products. So it's products that are in our next catalog that no one has, that you can then take your own pictures, your styled photos, your selfies, all of your marketing images for the next catalog. That's what everyone is doing, is taking selfies with their stuff. Okay. All of the new stuff that they announce will be there for you to see, to feel, to experience in person. That's something that we don't get to do now unless we buy it. All past years, we're able to see every single thing in the new catalog in person. That's amazing, guys. That's an experience in itself. Also at the expo, last year we got to do like an idea share with home office. There's tons of people from a home office there, reporting people, marketing people, social media. Every single department in Cincy is there, and you get to talk to them one-on-one. You have an idea, go tell them. You have an idea or a question, go ask them. Something that that was on my list. The smelling station. Last year they had unmarked scents that we could smell and we could rank. So we got to tell them which of those scents were our favorite, and those are coming scents. The most popular are going to be in our catalog. Okay. Cincy values what we have to say. They value what our input is. So show up, guys. I mean, show up if you can. It's an experience in itself. If you've been to an event on the smaller scale since COVID, imagine that times 100. You are going to be exhausted at the end, especially if you're an introvert. You're going to be so tired. I mean, you're going to have downtime, but think of a baby when they're like super, what's the word?
Overstimulated?
Yes, that's going to be you. You're going to be so overstimulated by scents, smells, activity. You're going to be walking your 10,000 steps a day. I guarantee it. You're going to be tired. So take care of yourself. Make sure you have water, make sure you have your vitamins, whatever you take care of yourself on the trip. And the other thing, I know Shara, she's still on here. The cutoff for the leadership, someone had asked me that, is April 10th. Okay. So anyone who promoted last month to director, AKA Shara, whoop, whoop, she can go to leadership for free with her enrollment to the event. So if you're in the director queue, you get to attend leadership. I think we answered all of the questions that were in the chat. I just want to end it by saying that this event, or any event really that Cincy hosts, whether it be an incentive trip, SFR, world tour, it really is inexplainable. It's unexplainable. It's hard for us to put into words that experience. You really have to go and experience it yourself. And then once you go, you're going to be like, okay, I get it. Like, I get why she couldn't tell me this. In the past, or the one time I've gone, usually directors will do like live videos and stuff when things are being announced. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that this year because of the virtual option. It's going to be an option for you to invest and to be able to experience that. But just know that almost everything that they announce at the event is not always shared right away to the Cincy public. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff you're going to get to know before all the consultants that are not there in person. Yes, I like Alex's advice. But for real, there is no wrong to coming to SFR. You will get to meet your teammates. You're probably going to connect with someone you don't even know that's on your team. You're going to get to know your leaders. You're going to get to see and experience Cincy in a way that you never thought was possible. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.